once again. Let's go back to the classroom and find out how cause and effect can be effectively taught by the teacher.
Now let's read another text. This time it's about pollution. Look at your readings. Who can read this aloud? Venice?
Pollution is one of the harmful effects of industrialization. First, a small and unindustrialized town enjoys the freshness of its air and clearness of its rivers and lakes. Then, factories and commercial establishments are built. Different means of transportation fill the streets while the population steadily grows. Eventually, the factories and vehicles emit black smoke while the people in the commercial and residential areas dump their garbage in rivers and lakes, resulting in both air and water pollution. As a result, man is trapped in an unhealthy and polluted environment that threatens his life. But man has no one to blame for all these but himself.
Very good, Venice. Now, what is the function of the first sentence? Anyone? Kit? Yes?
It shows a cause and effect relationship.
So if it's a cause and effect relationship, what is the cause? Let's see, Miguel.
Ma'am, the cause is industrialization.
Industrialization. What about the effect? Yes, Marv?
Pollution, ma'am.
Pollution. Now look at sentences 2, 3, and 4. What are their functions? Marvin?
Ma'am, they also show a chain of cause and effect relationships.
Show these relationships. Any idea? Alex?
Smoke from factories and commercial establishments and vehicles cause air pollution.
Okay. Any other? Yes,
Increasing
Marvin?
population leads to dumping of garbage in rivers and lakes.
Venice?
An unhealthy environment threatens his life.
Here are some key points to remember in the cause and effect rhetorical device. First, a passage describing a process or an action sequence generally represents a chain of cause-effect relationships. Second, the linkers after, before, next, and others mark time and action sequence. Third, so, thus, therefore, and results in mark cause-effect relationships. As a post-reading activity, the teacher can ask the students to do a collage on the interdependence of living and non-living things in the environment.
Bring out the cutout pictures from magazines I've asked you to bring in class. You have them now? Very good. Now I want you to make posters that show the interdependence between living things and non-living things. After you've made your posters, you have to mount them, okay, and go around and see the other one, okay, the other poster that the other group has done. Okay. Do not forget to write your comments, by the way. Okay. Now listen very carefully. The group with the best poster will receive a prize. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, so you do it now.
Do you think this is a sound practice? Let's listen once again to some specialists and find out what they have to say about these problems of teachers in other subjects like math, science, and history. We have with us today one of our reading specialists, the head of the reading department at the Philippine Normal University, Dr. Angelita Romero. Welcome to Constel English, Dr. Romero.
Thank you.
Dr. Romero, could you explain to our teacher viewers what exactly is meant by reading in the content areas?
Well, probably we will start by explaining to them what we mean by content area. When we say content area, we refer to the different subjects in the curriculum. For example, science would be one. Another is social studies. Therefore, reading in the content areas would refer to lessons where the teacher systematically uses or selects content that will be used in teaching the different reading skills.
Well, taking after your explanation, what happens then to reading in high school? Will this mean that it would also include biology, chemistry, or physics?
Definitely.
Oh. What happens, Dr. Romero, if the reading program is not content area oriented?
Well, the danger there is a teacher may just focus on skills. The ideal is that when a teacher teaches a skill in language, it is advisable that she selects content also that she will use in teaching that particular skill. And to do this successfully, I think she has to work in close coordination with the teacher in the content areas. You see, the teacher in the content areas have problems in making students read their science texts, their biology texts, or their chemistry texts. Now, the English teacher will be a very big help if the two of them, meaning the English teacher and the content teacher, would discuss the problems of students, so that while the content area teacher focuses on content, the English teacher will focus on teaching the skill and using the content in the content area subject.
That sounds like a very practical suggestion, particularly where you have teachers in the content area and the language teacher collaborating with each other in the reading program. How would you sum up, Dr. Romero? Why would you then, is the reading program should be content area oriented?
Well, I would say that an ideal reading program should be content area oriented. And if the reading program is such, there will be a close working relationship between the English teacher and the content area teachers. The two of them will be working on solutions to help solve problems of students in communication. For example, in reading the science text, the two of them will work together in solving that problem of the students.
Okay. As a final note, Dr. Romero, could you give to our teacher viewers some reminders on how to go about with adapting a content area reading in the program?
Well, probably one reminder will be a very helpful one, and then the mechanics can be just discussed later by these teachers. And this big reminder is, I advise the communication arts teachers to confer or to work in close coordination with the subject area teachers. And in this working relationship, they should discuss the problems in communication of the students. The teacher of communication arts should teach the skills, making use of content in the different subject areas. I may say that a certain discipline like science may demand some specific literacy skills. Now, a material coming from a history textbook, for example, may demand another set of literacy skills. So it's really very ideal that these teachers should work closely together so that they will be able to identify specifically the reading or literacy problems of these students and work for a common solution.
Thank you very much, Dr. Romero. This has been a very informative session with you. I am sure our teacher viewers have learned a lot from this interview.
I hope
Thank
so.
you. When we come back, we shall do a recap of today's lesson. Stay tuned.